This is the vlog for what day is it? November 15th. Yeah, because I thought that yesterday was the 13th, but it was the 14th, which makes today the 15th. Okay, so um, another day of not really any news. I did some writing today. I've done some writing already, but I only did like maybe a couple thousand, like not a couple thousand, maybe 1,000 words. I haven't actually checked yet. But the good news is the sort of gap, not a real writer's block, but a sort of writer's gap with what I intended to do next or what I thought of to do next has sort of been solved. So I sort of know what I can write for the next couple of days, which should help me along the way. I've got some making up to do, but I might take a lot of tomorrow to do that actually. Um, and tomorrow is the meetup I'm having with some fellow writers who have worked at Nintendo in the past. It's a weird thing. I haven't been in the school system for 13 years, but I always sort of was trepidatious about workshops, mostly because I didn't think I would normally match up that well with other writers. I usually assume other writers are going to be better writers than me until I like read their work and I can make a distinction of that myself. But most of the people who were writing around me when I was in school seemed to be better at it than me. Now, on the other hand, I've read some published work that I didn't consider to be as good as my own work. And the people that I talk to these days and the ones that I'm aware of who do write, I don't have any sort of point of reference, which is better. But Vincent suggested that I bring my laptop so that I can show what I'm working on to him and Kevin. It's going to be the first time I show anybody the manuscript I'm currently working on. And it's rough. I mean, I've done a handful of edits. I've read through a couple chapters twice, but not all of them. And so while there might not be a lot of spelling errors, I'm sure there are plenty of grammatical inconsistencies and logistical errors that I've made without realizing it. And hopefully they can see past that and get a better idea of just the language I'm using and if I need to change anything, if anything jumps out to them. And I'm interested to see how they write. Kevin's actually got a published novel. It's available on Amazon, I believe. I think it's called Last Song for Tiger. It's one of those things. He's had it written for years, and I always meant to pick up a copy and just never remembered to. I'm not as well read as an author probably ought to be, but we'll see. Maybe my style will benefit from not having read a whole bunch of other writers' work and trying to borrow their ideas. I don't know. These are all things that I think about and I'm weighing in my mind as I get ready. But yeah, in general though, no news. My sister still has not had her baby yet. I have not found a new job. Playing video games a lot of my day when I probably should be doing more writing, but I just, until just before I went out to have drinks, so that's the other thing that I did today. I went and had drinks with my buddy. Watched the Seahawks. I think the game's still going, but they're not doing particularly well against the Green Bay Packers at the moment. But I've been talking now for like 2 hours, and I can feel my voice starting to scratch up. So I'm going to keep this one short. Not that I had much to go over anyway. But no news is good news in a lot of ways. One of the benefits of not having a job is I can't be fired again. But it also means I don't have much money to pay rent with. And hopefully I can sell this manuscript quickly. Because if I don't, I am going to have to find a job just to pay the bills. And that's going to take up a lot of the time I could be using to write, although given that I'm not using a lot of my time to write as it is, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.